Be prepared. This August looks peaceful, but it was precisely designed to pressure the chosen ones into breaking, and you might be among them. While many view August as just another month in the calendar, you perceive differently, and this particular August operates under its own distinct rules. Its surface appears ordinary, familiar calendar dates, the same sunlight. However, beneath this facade, the month functions as a conduit, silently drawing energy from the collective consciousness, directing pressure toward the chosen ones, and observing who succumbs. Consider this: you're under observation, not by humans, but by entities that materialize only when the energetic field reaches sufficient intensity for their manifestation. August provides the perfect camouflage: chaotic, impulsive, scattered. Their agenda: to provoke your triggers, elicit reactive responses, and most crucially, to make you divulge too much. The mid-month developments transcend mere secrecy. They reveal something far more perilous. Your words now serve as either protection or an unwitting invitation to forces you're not equipped to handle. Remember this crucial distinction. Maintaining silence differs from becoming invisible. This isn't about isolation. It's about becoming enigmatic. During August, certain energies will present themselves with gentle voices, spiritual rhetoric, and serene expressions. However, their true intention is extraction, seeking your wisdom, insights, and energy, not for connection, but for depletion. That's why those who excessively share, explain, and broadcast their spiritual revelations online are already energetically compromised. In August, such vulnerability becomes particularly dangerous. Here's your strategy. Carefully curate your inner circle. Guard your sacred practices. Keep your revelations private. Not every divine insight requires vocalization. Not every lesson demands public sharing. You needn't completely withdraw from the world. Instead, discern between those who genuinely deserve access and those masking their spiritual hunger as innocent curiosity. Your past experiences hold profound significance. Those instances of betrayal, near breaking points, and solitary spiritual battles weren't mere occurrences. They were transformative initiations. During August, these past initiations undergo scrutiny. The common pitfall this month lies in excessive discussion of past survival stories. While it may feel therapeutic, even empowering, to share your journey, your confrontations with darkness, and your acquired strength, the current energetic landscape transforms such sharing into a beacon. You're not merely recounting experiences, you're invoking their frequencies. August acts as a mirror, attempting to resurface healed wounds to test their true depth of healing. It recreates familiar emotional challenges, merely disguised under different circumstances and personalities. When you speak too openly about the forces that nearly broke you, the universe interprets it as a welcome signal. It whispers, "This wound still resonates within them. Let's revisit it." Remember, not every battle you've won demands narration. Some triumphs retain their power only when sealed in the vault of silence. This period isn't about displaying your battle scars. Rather, it's about safeguarding the strength they've bestowed upon you. Your journey through adversity wasn't meant to become casual conversation or spiritual fodder for others' consumption. Before sharing, take a moment to reflect. Question your motivation. Is this disclosure therapeutic, or are you dispersing your power in pursuit of validation? During August, every utterance about your past resilience reverberates into your present reality, either fortifying your protective barriers or gradually eroding them. Your survival story is a shield, not a public testimony. August's influence often manifests through unexpected channels, particularly through others' words. This isn't the time to discuss those you've distanced from your life. Whether it's a former partner, a deceptive friend, or an energy-draining family member, avoid speaking their names. Even a casual mention reestablishes the energetic connection. Understand that certain entities don't require your explicit permission to re-enter your space. Sometimes your mere attention suffices. What seems like harmless venting or reflection actually re-engages that spiritual connection, reactivating pathways you've worked to close. August, with its unique ability to attract chaos while masquerading as light, harbors what I term cord hunters. These are energetic forces not interested in your physical presence, but rather in capturing your memories, voice, and attention. Speaking about someone you've energetically severed ties with provides enough power to draw them back. The more you discuss these severed connections, the more you unconsciously reconstruct them. It's irrelevant whether you're justified or your reasons were sound. It doesn't matter if they were harmful, wronged you, or if you're seeking one final processing session. August offers no neutral ground, only carefully disguised spiritual traps masked as healing opportunities. Allow your disconnections to rest in silence. This silence isn't avoidance, it's protection. Those you no longer communicate with are sacred, but those you no longer discuss represent true power. If others attempt to bring them up, redirect the conversation. When thoughts of them surface in solitude, don't engage. Let them dissipate like morning mist. Your voice isn't owed to the past, especially when your future listens so intently. And be certain, something is indeed listening. The wisdom meant for you wasn't intended for universal consumption. If you've recently experienced something profound, a dream that shattered your sleep, a vision with unmistakable clarity, or a message that struck with divine precision, preserve it in the sanctuary of your soul, not indefinitely, but for this present moment. August isn't the season to broadcast your divine revelations. The current energetic climate is volatile, ravenous, and ever vigilant. When you vocalize insights that haven't yet anchored themselves in the physical realm, they become susceptible, pliable, and subject to distortion. While you might believe you're sharing authentic truth, you're actually offering it up as prey to be mimicked or corrupted. Present forces possess the ability to replicate genuine insight. They masterfully imitate spirit's voice, intuition's resonance, and light's essence. Premature sharing invites these forces to duplicate, manipulate, and repurpose your truth until its origin becomes unrecognizable. External validation isn't necessary to authenticate what was divinely revealed. Not every prophetic message demands immediate vocalization. Speaking too soon might force you to witness your vision disintegrating, not due to its invalidity, but because of premature exposure. Nurture your vision in sacred solitude. Tend to it like a precious seed. What Spirit bestowed upon you transcends mere information. It's divine authorization. Permission for action, not announcement. In this moment, silent execution carries more power than vocal proclamation. You're navigating a phase of spiritual construction. While the framework is taking shape, the inner workings remain exposed. Revealing too much now risks attracting attention that could compromise the integrity of your developing foundation. Let others share their journey. Let them make their declarations. Let them seek validation. Your quietude isn't a sign of hesitation. It's the resonance of your core strengthening. What you're crafting isn't meant for momentary recognition. It's designed for eternal impact. Lasting legacies aren't built by chronicling every developmental stage. This August brings a subtle challenge that won't present itself as adversity. Instead, it will manifest as seemingly genuine connection. You'll notice it subtly weaving into your dialogues, particularly with individuals who suddenly display unprecedented emotional transparency. These people, both familiar faces and new acquaintances, will begin sharing deeper narratives. They'll show vulnerability. They'll express spiritual uncertainty. They'll voice experiences that mysteriously mirror your own path. Just as your defenses begin to lower, they'll pose questions that appear harmless. Yet these inquiries will target your spiritual essence. The approach will be gentle. I feel such a deep connection with you. You're among the few I can truly open up to about these matters. Or the familiar, I've never encountered someone who understands so completely. Don't mistake these for genuine appreciation. They're strategic pressure points. These exchanges are sophisticated traps, carefully orchestrated to trigger your natural inclination to share, explain, or reveal yourself under the guise of authentic connection. The intent of the other person is irrelevant. On an energetic level, They're functioning as conduits to extract information from your spiritual field. Each time you elaborate on your beliefs, each time you reveal your sacred practices, each time you share your divine insights, you're releasing your essence into spaces unequipped to honor it. These aren't always indicators of genuine admiration. Often, they're signs of careful observation. You're being evaluated on your ability to maintain sacred knowledge without seeking external validation. August marks a period where manufactured vulnerability becomes tactical. Without discernment, you might mistake reflection for genuine resonance. Others will echo your words, mirror your values, even reflect your struggles. But without earning that insight, it's not authentic connection. It's calculated imitation. This is the true test for the chosen ones, the deep-seated desire to be understood. This yearning has accompanied you through countless seasons, that profound desire to finally encounter kindred spirits. These forces prey upon this hunger. They're not offering healing. They're setting a trap. Once you begin revealing, once you share what's sacred, once you start decoding the spiritual mysteries you've silently uncovered, their objective is complete. You've already revealed the sacred architecture. While isolation isn't necessary this month, discernment in sharing remains crucial. Express kindness, maintain presence, and offer a listening ear. However, don't mistake warmth in conversation for genuine safety. Don't confuse spiritual inquisitiveness with authentic spiritual alignment. Some observers are merely collecting intelligence. By the time their true intentions surface, they've already harvested what they sought. August carries a distinctive energetic weight. It's not the obvious, destabilizing kind of pressure, but rather an ethereal force that shadows your every movement. It manifests in prolonged gazes, in previously disinterested individuals suddenly drawn to your energetic field, in the surge of unexpected messages and seemingly coincidental reconnections. Though you haven't sought this attention, it gravitates toward you naturally. While some of this interest might appear genuine or benevolent, deeper currents flow beneath these surface interactions. August functions as a spiritual searchlight. Whether consciously or not, you're under careful observation and evaluation. This heightened scrutiny serves a purpose. August's energetic intensity is amplifying the frequencies of the divinely chosen. Your vibrational signature resonates more powerfully, regardless of verbal expression. Despite potentially reduced social presence, minimal posting, or limited appearances, others are increasingly attuned to your energy. Some are genuinely drawn to your light, while others seek to extract its essence. This makes August not merely about managing energy, but about strategic energy redirection. Visibility is unavoidable. The crucial element is controlling the narrative of what others perceive. Are they witnessing your authentic self, or the carefully curated version you've chosen to present? Consider this fundamental truth. Mystique is no longer optional but essential. You're being interpreted on multiple levels, by humans, entities, frequencies, and subconscious archetypes operating through individuals, all attempting to re-establish connection with your energetic field. Their approach isn't direct but manifests through admiration, intrigue, and praise. They emerge in conversations that appear spiritually oriented but serve as surveillance. You might encounter questions like, which texts transformed your perspective? How do you maintain such energetic clarity? Or more probingly, could you guide me in replicating your practices? These interactions are tempting to engage with. Your natural inclination is to assist, to remain open, to share your wisdom. However, in August, excessive sharing parallels leaving your spiritual dwelling unsecured, illuminated, and accessible. Be aware, predatory energies are already circling. This month's challenge lies in maintaining your groundedness and generosity while remaining energetically unreadable and impenetrable. You must perfect the art of wielding influence that remains invisible, unspoken, and imperceptible to those without proper spiritual clearance. When others probe too intensely or scrutinize too closely, suppress the instinct to provide explanations. While not everyone harbors ill intent, not everyone deserves access to your sacred space. Avoid feeding their inquisitiveness. Resist rewarding their attention. Maintain presence while remaining unpredictable. Stay accessible yet mysterious. Be visible while leaving no energetic trail. If you sense an unusual weight of observation this month, trust that intuition. Indeed, you are being watched. However, August's victors won't be those who broadcast their power most vocally. Success belongs to those who've mastered the art of commanding attention without uttering a word. Remember, breaking your silence can shatter your protective field. There's a recent sacred commitment you've made to yourself, an internal covenant. Perhaps it emerged from a moment of profound hurt, a flash of undeniable truth, or an emotional impact so significant it demanded immediate life changes. It might be a pledge to withdraw trust from someone who's repeatedly betrayed you. Perhaps it's a boundary drawn to terminate a self-sabotaging pattern you've sworn to abandon. Whatever its nature, this wasn't merely a thought. It resonated as a divine agreement, a promise inscribed not in language, but in pure energy, a covenant requiring no witnesses. This is precisely why it must remain unspoken. August arrives bearing temptations masked as coincidences. Former situations may resurface, familiar names might reappear, and past dependencies may test your resolve. Recognize this as deliberate spiritual examination. Verbalizing your commitment, even casually, creates openings for these old patterns to resurface and challenge your resolve. A mystical principle governs this month. The moment you vocalize what you've committed to release, you inadvertently grant it continued relevance in your journey. Some in your circle won't comprehend this. They'll question your transformation, your apparent distance, your seeming detachment. They'll seek explanations. Remember, you're not obligated to justify your evolution to those still attached to your previous incarnation. Let your silence communicate. Let your actions honor your covenant. When words decrease, universal alignment increases. August seeks not your declarations but your demonstration. Offer it silently, powerfully, without seeking validation for your healing journey. Regarding that behavior you've sworn to abandon, if your commitment is genuine, keep it unnamed. Embody it instead. Your intuitive wisdom owes no explanations to the world. You might notice yourself recently withdrawing from something that appears beneficial on the surface. Perhaps it's someone who once held your trust, a circle you previously leaned on, or a prospect that seems perfectly aligned. Yet, your inner compass whispers caution. They'll notice the shift, it warns. Questions will arise. Why have you grown distant? What changed your course? Why the sudden withdrawal? Resist the urge to explain. Don't fill the void with rationalizations. The truth behind your retreat likely transcends logic. It's purely energetic. August isn't the season to justify your soul's decisions to those who perceive only through their ego's lens. Current energetic frequencies thrive on disorientation. They aim to plant just enough doubt to make you reconsider closing that door. They hunger for your explanations, knowing that once you begin speaking, your resolve may unravel. But you're not obligated to expose your deeper truth. Silence isn't ignorance. It's wisdom too profound for words. Whatever you're distancing yourself from, trust the reason, even if your conscious mind hasn't fully decoded it yet. This month, your spirit sees 10 steps beyond. When it signals you to pause, withdraw, or remain still, it's not to deprive you. It's protecting you from what would have depleted your essence. This exemplifies spiritual wisdom. The ability to guard your clarity is sacred. The strength to protect your motivations without seeking external validation. You don't need to make your choices comprehensible to others right now. Your only obligation is to honor what your spirit has privately revealed. When questions persist, respond with a smile, a nod, minimal words. Those meant to understand already sense it. The rest weren't destined to know. Not all that radiates is authentic gold, and not all silence indicates slumber. August arrives not to grant peace, but to test your containment, discernment, discipline, and ability to carry light without dispersing it. Next month isn't about having all answers. It's about maintaining alignment under pressure. The revelations await in September. It's not merely aftermath, it's illumination. Every August utterance, every shared insight, every boundary maintained or breached plants a seed. September brings these seeds to fruition. The energetic agreements, whether preserved in silence or scattered through excessive sharing, will manifest. For some, this harvest will yield spiritual treasures. For others, it'll bring bitter realizations from having shared what should have remained protected. September's rewards don't favor volume but loyalty. Those who couldn't maintain silence, who leaked sacred insights for recognition, who traded spiritual wisdom like currency instead of treating it as protection, will face their choices. They won't vanish from the physical realm, but their vibrational essence will diminish. Their energetic signature will lose its pristine quality. Their presence will feel diluted, stretched beyond its natural bounds, laid bare, because when September's veil lifts, mere words will lose their power. Only frequency will remain sovereign. Your social media presence won't hold weight. Your carefully crafted narratives won't maintain their influence. The field will measure your resilience, not your performance. This is why silence was never a sign of weakness, but rather a form of spiritual encryption. Distance wasn't emotional coldness, but sacred geometric design. While August performs its chaotic symphony, those maintaining their silence are architecting something unseen yet unbreakable. When September arrives, illumination dawns, the cosmic stage aligns, and truth becomes undeniable. Those who compromised, who yielded under pressure, who sought validation through premature revelation, will attempt justification. They'll try to reintegrate as if untouched, but your spirit will recognize truth. August's trials weren't meant to seed September doubts. If you preserve silence, you're not falling behind but pioneering ahead. If you withhold, you're not losing ground but safeguarding wisdom. When the urge to speak arises and you choose stillness, you're unlocking elevated consciousness. Yet the pivotal decision approaches. As September's shift initiates, a new challenge emerges. Beyond protecting your light, you'll be called to illuminate. Will you reclaim your authentic voice with precise intention, or surrender it to be reshaped by external agendas? You've sheltered your light through silence. Now comes the test. Can you bring it forth without compromising its purity? If you've stayed present through this journey, I extend my gratitude for your attention. Should this content resonate, consider subscribing for more insights. Your support means everything. Share your journey and thoughts below. Until we meet again, stay conscious and join our community for more transformative wisdom.